Hi, so this week I've been running a sneaky vegetable challenge, so I thought I'd jump on here today and share with you some more tips on how to get your child to eat more veggies. So a couple of the tips that we've shared in the challenge this week are sauces. So, making up a tomato-based sauce, and you can add lots of other veggies in there, like capsicum, zucchini, mushroom, uh, garlic, onion. Uh, you can also make like a sauce that is more like a cauliflower base. That's another one that we spoke about as well. So ideally, blending down your extra veggies that you're adding in there so that your child can't even notice the difference. And those sauces are great to make a large batch of, to add through your pastas, maybe your rices, add to your pizza sauces. And you can, if you make a larger batch, freeze some of that sauce so that you've got it on hand to make it a bit easier for you later. So we also spoke about pizzas. Now there's lots of opportunities of adding in veggies when you're making pizzas. So there's the topping, of course. Some people have been grating some extra like carrot or zucchini on top of that pizza as well before you put on, the vegan cheese or bio cheese, or you can even make cheese out of potatoes. So there's some recipes for that online, but if you want to know more about that, send me a comment or a message. It's really good, that one as well. So then we've also got the sauce. So you can use the sauce that you've already just made before, and maybe you'd made an extra batch and you can just pull that straight out of the freezer, which will make that easier for you on the day. And then there's also the base. So this one was a new one for me. I'd heard about cauliflower pizza bases, but I'd never made it before, and it was awesome. So it did take a little bit longer than because I made the base and the sauce on the same night. So I'd recommend that if you're a busy mum, using some pre-made sauce that you've made a day or a couple of days before or pulled out of the freezer, just to make it a bit easier on that night. And some other people also used, rather than just the cauliflower base, they made a base with sweet potato. What else did Hannah use? Sweet potato, zucchini. I'll have to check. There were a few other veggies that she used and made that all together and then baked that first. So that was actually the pizza base, which sounded delicious. So then we also spoke about sneaking things in with tofu. So there's a few options here with making tofu quiche, omelette, or slice, and then blending up in your food processor, blender, or Thermomix in with the tofu, the slice or the whole mixture that you're making. So I did make a quiche, and I kept a couple of pieces a little bit larger, but prefer, like, obviously it's up to you, but if you want to blend in the veggies, it's a lot easier to disguise. So then we spoke about sweets. Hi David, and hi everyone else who has joined there. So then we spoke about sweets. So it's really easy to add veggies like zucchini or sweet potato to any sweets that you're making. So whether that be like a cake or a brownie, I made cookies, muffins. So I challenge you, next time you're baking a sweet treat, add in some veggies and then see if they notice the difference. So Ailey loved the oat zucchini cookies that I made, and you wouldn't have even known that there was zucchini in there. So when I make up treats like that, I like to freeze most of them so that I can just pull them out and make it easier for my day to have snacks ready to go. So then, of course, one of my favorite ways of sneaking in veggies, green smoothies. Now, I think that all smoothies should have at least some bit of green in there. So baby spinach is one that's really easily hidden, but even kale, silver beet, even lettuce, adding some spirulina powder in there, and or barley grass powder will just give it that extra nutrient boost as well. So, you know, if you're making a delicious, you know, banana smoothie for your child, I challenge you to add in a handful of baby spinach as well. Also some nuts and seeds to get that extra nutrients, but you probably won't notice that difference with that handful of baby spinach, and you'll get those extra nutrients. So a couple of other tips that I've thought, of as well, of ways to include veggies in your family's meals. Noodles, so using the spiralizer and making zucchini or carrot noodles. Grating the veggies over your meals, over the pizzas that I mentioned earlier, or even if you're doing a pasta, you might want to grate some zucchini or carrot over the top and stir it through. Bite-sized portions. So I find that Ailey quite likes food that she can just pick up and eat, like I make these little spirulina, pea and carrot fritters. So they've got quite a few different veggies in there, even little veggie balls, steaming some veggies, stirring through some legumes and some other things, and just making them into really small balls before popping them into the oven, are great ideas as well. So I also love using some nutrient boosters like spirulina and barley grass juice powder. Now they're great to have on hand because you can add them to that smoothie that you're making, or even just add it to some plain orange juice. So I use the Nudie orange juice because there's no preservatives or additives, it's just straight oranges. And rather than just having a glass of orange juice, I'll mix through some spirulina and share that with Ailey, so I know that she's getting that increased iron and other nutrients as well. Snacking on veggies. So I know one of the first things that we think of when we think of a snack for our child is fruit, but mix it up. Fruit's great, but we want to be making sure that they eat the rainbow and get an opportunity of all the other nutrients that are available as well, and also having that palate that is available, the palate that likes, you know, savory and not so sweet things as well. If we're just giving them fruit and sweet things all the time, that's what they're going to want and crave all the time. So snacking on veggies, cutting up, you know, carrot strips, steamed under the age of 3, as it's not recommended to have raw carrot under the age of 3, capsicum strips, zucchini strips, and using those as a dip in hummus is some ideas. And another one as well that I've come across recently, I've found these ones at Woolies. Now I do prefer not to have packaged foods, so that's why I make things like snacks and freeze them so that I can get them out easily for when I need them. But I am a busy mum too, and I know that it can be hard to pre-make everything. So I'm only human as well. So these are one of the snacks that I like to keep in our backpack when we go out, so that I've got a snack on hand all the time. So these are just available from Woolworths, and you can get ones with carrot, beetroot, and some other options as well. So there, she loves these snacks, so that's just another tip as well. So there are a few of my tips. I hope you've enjoyed them, and if you've got any more to add, feel free to pop a comment down below. Thanks for watching.